What do you think that's the best course of action is to hopefully kill someone with lethal injection and then like either set them free or imprison them for life anyways afterwards?
As you mentioned hanging as a different method of executing them, but actually research has shown that hanging does also have certain side effects. Like if you don't perform it accurately, the person may still be somewhat conscious while they're hanging. If you do it too fast, the head will just come off.
But they are dead.
So lethal injection, we feel, is the best option compared to all the other methods that are available currently. But hopefully with technology, more things will come up.
I'd just like to give an honorable shout out to the firing squad. As per request. Firing squad.
Another method of execution.
Also 100%.
Any questions?
I wouldn't say firing.
What was that?
I would say it has subjective chance of surviving.
What's the worst that
Probably.
die or something?
I'm not sure. Do they
I didn't even hear her, I'm sorry.
Why can they not use lethal injection?
Like if they survive the first one, why can't you do it again?
Because you've already fulfilled your
The-
sentence.
Because, yeah, the actual sentence states that they will be, they will go through lethal injection. So if they go through it and
Oh, it's
it doesn't kill them, well, it wasn't their fault that the method did not work. Yes.
You guys were talking about costs earlier, and that caught my attention because if we get rid of the death penalty, then we're going to have to house these criminals. And with housing these criminals, that means we're going to have to build more prisons and more jails. And from what I've learned and everything, is that each prison or jail they build, they could actually build a whole school. And whereas our crime comes from not, a majority of it can come from not proper education. So you're saying with abolishing the death penalty, then that we should be building more prisons. Would you agree then?
You could almost count the number of people we killed in 2007 on this group's hands. So if 33 people is going to put us out of schools, then...
But also is that you mentioned how innocent people are being put to murder on the death penalty, and that has to deal with how the system itself is corrupt, and also is that why does it matter how they are going to be killed? Because I thought once that they've committed a crime, they lost their rights. Because they deliberately committed a crime.
Well, we're a civilized nation.
If you say prison mates killing prison mates is okay, then how can you possibly say the death penalty is morally wrong? What she said was that if a prison mate on a repeat offender is put back in prison, he will kill in prison, kill another prison mate. What you said was acceptable because we couldn't control that. Well, how can you then say the death penalty is morally wrong? Because by taking these people and putting them in maximum security prisons, these repeat offenders that will kill again, you're condemning more people that didn't commit death penalty worthy crimes to death.
I didn't say that it was acceptable. I said that that's a lot harder for us to control. I mean, our security in prisons is already still high, and these people still find ways to kill
But
each
you would
other.
find that as an acceptable solution to the death penalty problem.
No, I never said that.
Then what else would you do with it?
Well,
You're not
what do you
gonna- what are you gonna
suggest?
do with
Do you
these
suggest
prison
that we
mates?
take
What are you
all
gonna do with these prison mates
all
that
of
commit
these
these
repeat
crimes?
murderers you're talking about and house them separately? They'll still kill each other. So what? Do we just execute them all?
Is that what you want to do?
No, I'm asking you. I mean, what's your solution?
My solution is to keep the death penalty there.
But how does it help?
It's taking away more repeat offenders. It's taking away more deaths that would
Not very many.
not very many, but it's still taking away deaths.
Does anybody have statistics on how many,
I think it's just funny the number of people who are worried about
how many come back and?
prison murders.
Forfeits.
Forfeits?
Forfeits.
Shoot.
All of a sudden, people coming out of the woodworks.
According to the Federal Bureau of Justice, you might have heard of it, 40.7% of all inmates convicted of homicide were rearrested within 3 years of release. So almost half, right?
Did you get arrested for what, similar,
I'm sorry?
was the same crime or?
Sure.
I think that statistic just stated in general.
Yes.
Yeah, this was just a general. It did break it down further, but I was starting to run out of note cards.
So that's people who were convicted of homicide.
Homicide, yeah.
This one here, a thing here, okay. Nathan and then,
Well, for the side against the death penalty, you guys brought up price a whole lot in your argument. I don't hear really much of the moral obligations to the side of why it should be on his.
Well, my idea is that we could not even bring up cruelty, and there's still enough material to argue against the death penalty with. So I mean, if we want to bring that out of the bag too, we can. It's like our secret weapon, cocked and
It's like,
loaded.
do you feel that them, like a criminal rotting in jail for the rest of their life is justice served better than just killing them 20 years, 10 years down the line?
Do I feel that it's better justice served?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, prison's horrible, and I don't think it should be any better. And I think we should basically have our prisons be as cheap and efficient as possible.
I'm just wondering, did either of you groups have any statistics on when the death penalty was abolished? Was it in 74 or something?
72.
72.
Yeah.
Do you have any statistic on whether or not the crimes committed during that time were actually more or less than when
Well,
the death penalty was instated?
I don't.
Do you mean executions committed or
No,
the
homicide.
homicide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serious crimes that would lead
Would
to
it be
death penalty.
Homicide rates have actually
They-
decreased,
they-
wasn't it, over the
Didn't they
years?
go up when they brought it back though?
Yeah, it's been, I think it's been like up and down in certain parts. They're still debating, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, some of them, they just went up and down throughout the year.
any other questions? Last question.
Why do you guys think that the people that are sentenced to death or by the court, why do you think they should have appeals?
Because that's their right. Everyone has the right to an appeal.
But the court decided the sentence already, and they were found guilty enough to,
You're gonna have to ask the founding fathers this one, not me. Because
There
I-
It's not
are
his idea
cases
to have
where they
appeals.
come back and say that they're not guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with stuff like new evidence, stuff like that, you know, new DNA found on the glove or whatever, you can just,
Also, just because you commit a crime doesn't mean you lose all of your rights. If you have your rights limited, it's, you still have your, some of your rights.
It's like a different set of rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just a